إن دوركم كعمد ومشايخ وأعيان ركيزا أساسيا في الحفاظ على النسيج الاجتماعي.
نعلن عن دعمنا الكامل وتأييدنا المطلق لقرار القائد العام للقوات المسلحة العربية الليبية،
وذلك بتكليف الفريق أول ركن صدام خليفة حفتر نائبا للقائد العام.
Never before in Libya's modern history had the tribes come together in true unity as they did on this occasion. From the east of the country to its southern heart, from Barca to Fezzan, stretching all the way to the far edges of the west and deep southwest. The voices of congratulations rose high and statements of support poured forth like a mighty flood, writing a new and remarkable page in the nation's journey, announcing the birth of a decisive and pivotal stage in Libya's history. A stage in which General Saddam Haftar confidently steps forward as Deputy Commander-in-Chief of the Libyan Arab Armed Forces, entrusted with shaping stability and safeguarding the nation's sovereignty.
يتقدم أبناء قبيلة العواقير المجاهدة
تبارك قبيلة المزاوغ
باسم قبيلة أولاد سليمان قاطي،
شيوخ وأعيان وشباب قبيلة زوية،
كافة مكونات وتركيبات مدينة الكفرة،
الجماهير وشباب الجبل الأخضر بمدينة البيضاء.
An unprecedented scene, making the difference for the first time in Libya's history and in the journey of its military institutions since independence. Dozens of tribes form the social fabric of the Libyan geography, standing united in a historic moment to clearly declare Saddam Haftar is no longer just a young military commander whose name is listed among the generals of the army, but a national choice for the sons of Libya, a meeting point for all the components of the people and their tribal extensions. Why Saddam? How did the man succeed in earning the trust of all these men? When did the soldier who rose from the ranks of the army manage to shorten the distances and bridge the files between tribal elders and community leaders? And by what means did he reweave the threads of cohesion among Libya's tribes, gathering them under the roof of a national vision that everyone agreed to, support, and rally behind? In the Libyan story, whoever rejects the tribe, history casts him aside, and the sands swallow him whole.
لا دولة لكم يشتد أزركم بها، لا ناصرا للخطب ينتدب، لا نبتغي بالمنى فوزا لأنفسنا، لا يصدق الفوز ما لم يصدق الطلب.
When you decide to enter the political arena to build the body of the state within a distinctly tribal demography, it is not enough to possess the title and the rank and the military power to forge a strong alliance between authority and the people of the state. The laws are different for the country's history, its customs and traditions, its social heritage, and the demographic and political weight of its people impose themselves as undeniable realities that no authority, with even a little wisdom, can leap over or ignore on the path of nation building. The tribe in Libya has throughout history been a fixed foundation and a main pillar in the establishment and consolidation of the state, and ignoring it would be like planting the nail of Juha, opening the door to the birth of a micro-state of militias and mercenaries and cross-border extremist organizations. This equation was understood by Saddam Haftar from the very beginning. To achieve the greater goal of restoring tribal cohesion, which had been torn apart by the chaos of war since 2011, the rising young leader built up his credit among the tribes of Libya in the east and the south. Through field military action and the forging of alliances, especially with the southern tribes, making them partners in safeguarding Libya's sovereignty and stability, Saddam listened to the voice of the tribes, built bridges of communication with their sheikhs, and heard their elders and notables. He delved into the most intricate details of tribal life, extending a helping hand to untangle their problems, to address what troubled their sons and obstructed their future, opening the doors of reconstruction by enforcing security and stability and contributing to the return of many essential services to their regions.
ولا يخفي عن أحد ما تعرض إليه سكان الجنوب الليبي قبل دخول القوات المسلحة العربية الليبية.
Take the south, for example, there, where the borders blend with the tribes and the misery of the desert sons mixes with smuggling operations, with organized crime gangs, human traffickers, and drug dealers. Faced with this deteriorating situation in every aspect, a decision was made. Saddam Haftar entered into an open war across the vast desert to secure the borders and ensure the stability of the south, while the ground forces he commanded at the time struck the dens of killers, criminals, and smuggling mafias. The general roamed the south and the southwest, tribe after tribe, from Saba to Murzouk to al-Aranib and Al-Katroun, passing through Ghat and Ubari, receiving tribal elders and notables from all corners of Libya, even those geographically tied to western Libya. Late August 2024, a scene in the general's office sparked a surprise that echoed across the media inside and outside Libya.
استقبل رئيس أركان القوات البرية الفريق صدام حفتر في مكتبه بمقر الرئاسة في بنغازي وفدا من مشايخ وأعيان وحكماء بني وليد.
The notables and wise men of Warfala from Bani Walid arrived in Benghazi on a visit of gratitude and appreciation to the Libyan general who brought back their sons detained by the Nigerian authorities aboard a private plane that landed with them safely at Benina International Airport. Saddam drew the attention of all. In eastern Libya, he was no longer seen merely as a war general, but as a safeguard for everyone, for the sons of the tribes with all their diverse affiliations and deep historic roots. A place preserved for all, a partnership with all, and a role extending beyond the military field, penetrating into the very heart of Libyan society, its demographic fabric, and its tribal complexity. The tribes of Obeidat, Awakir, Magarba, Munfaf, Fawakir, Darsad, Jawazi, Azwaya, Barasa, Hassa, Mazaga, Shuhaibat, Hasun, Hukaman, Amarna, Maidan, Majabira, Arafah, and many others. Names that are not fleeting in the east of the country, but deep roots firmly embedded in the history and land of Barca. Tribes, many of whom formed the backbone of the Karama Revolution, the revolution that decided the battle in favor of the nation against terrorism. The Obeidat, with their historic weight stretching from Derna to Kuba and Tobruk, and the Awakir, with their influence, numbers, and presence from Benghazi to Al-Abyar, experienced partnership with the general. They were present on his agendas. He received them and they received him, and they were partners in ensuring security, stability, reconstruction, and rebuilding. Just like the Magarba tribe, the faithful guardian of the Oil Crescent from Ajdabiyah to Ras Lanuf, the Munfa, the tribe with sovereign symbolism from whose womb King Idris once emerged. Today, they bless the general's role and support the marshal in his vision of building a strong army on solid national foundations. A massive block of tribes, whose name has long been tied to political legitimacy, shouldered the historical, cultural, and social heritage of Libya. These tribes held the lion's share in the journey of building the Libyan state, from the Italian occupation and the battles for independence to the Karama War. All of them congratulated General Saddam and blessed his step in assuming the position of Deputy Commander of the Libyan Arab Armed Forces, reaffirming once again in a pivotal moment of the nation's history that Barca, with its historic political and social weight, stands in the same trench with the General Command and supports General Saddam in the days to come.
السيد الفريق أول صدام خليفة بالقاسم حفتر، النائب للقائد العام للقوات المسلحة العربية الليبية. تتشرف قبيلة العبيدات اليوم بجميع تركيباتها الاجتماعية بأسمى آيات التهاني والتبريكات بمناسبة ترقيتكم إلى رتبة فريق أول.
يتقدم أبناء قبيلة العواقير المجاهدة بكل المكونات والتركيبات الاجتماعية للقبيلة بالتهنئة والتشريف للفريق أول ركن صدام خليفة حفتر.
بيان قبيلة المغاربة لمباركة تكليف الفريق أول صدام خليفة حفتر نائبا للقائد العام.
تتقدم قبيلة زوية بجميع مكوناتها وعلى مستوى تمثيلها السكاني في مختلف بقاع ليبيا شرقا وغربا شمالا وجنوبا بأسمى التهاني وأصدقها بمناسبة تكليفكم الفريق أول صدام خليفة حفتر.
قضية العمالة بمشايخها وعيانها وشبابها بتكليف فريق صدام خليفة حفتر نائبا للقائد العام.
نحن مشايخ وأعيان وأبناء قبيلة الفواتير أولاد الشيخ نعلن عن دعمنا الكامل وتأييدنا المطلق لقرار القائد العام للقوات المسلحة العربية الليبية بتكليف ابن ليبيا البار الفريق أول ركن صدام خليفة حفتر نائبا للقائد العام للقوات المسلحة العربية الليبية المشير أركان حرب خليفة بالقاسم حفتر.
بيان تهنئة مقدم من التركيبات والمكونات الاجتماعية ببرقة إلى الفريق أول صدام خليفة حفتر.
تبارك قبيلة المزاوغة في ليبيا وتتقدم بأحر التهاني وأصل التبريكات إلى سيادة الفريق أول صدام خليفة حفتر.
يتقدم مشايخ وأعيان وشباب قبيلة الحسون بأسمى آيات الفخر والاعتزاز إلى معالي الفريق أول ركن صدام خليفة حفتر.
تتقدم قبيلة العواجلة المجاهدة بكافة مكوناتها وتركيباتها الاجتماعية بأسمى آيات التهاني والتبريكات إلى معالي الفريق أول ركن صدام خليفة حفتر.
بيان قبيلة الفواخر المجاهدة بمنطقة الهلال النفطي بمكوناتها المختلفة عليا وحامد والمهابات والطيور والمتمثلة والقاطنة في مدينة جدابية ومنطقة البيضان ومنطقة 35 ومنطقة 50 بشأن تأييد صدور قرار القائد العام للقوات المسلحة العربية الليبية المشير أركان حرب خليفة بالقاسم حفتر بترقية الفريق ركن صدام خليفة حفتر إلى رتبة فريق أول ركن وتكليفه نائبا للقائد العام.
إن قبيلة الجوازي وهي تجتمع اليوم بكافة تركيباتها يصرها أن تتقدم بأسمى آيات التبريكات والتهاني وذلك بتكليف الفريق أول ركن صدام خليفة حفتر نائبا للقائد العام.
The story of the tribe in Libya is not complete without Fezzan, where borders blend with fire and sand. There, tribes are not measured by their numbers, but by their geographic reach and their historic and field roles. From Kufra to Wadi al-Shadi, from Saba and Marzouk to al-Aranib, from the fields that feed Libyans to the smuggling routes across the borders in the open desert. the Megara tribe with its weight in Wadi al-Shati, Saba, and Sirte, and the Aulad Suleiman, the largest and most influential tribe in Saba's balance of power, and the Hassauna along the stretch of Wadi al-Shati, and the Tebu tribes, whom the general did not regard as a forgotten minority in the south, but welcomed as an integral part of the Libyan fabric. The tribes of the south have been, and still remain, the strong backbone and the solid bulwark that protects Libya from attempts at demographic change in the south with its diverse tribal structures. They have never failed to support the general in his new mission, nor hesitated to declare their firm stance. Their belonging to the homeland under the umbrella of the general command and its vision for safeguarding Libya and its sovereignty.
باسم قبيلة أولاد سليمان قاطبة وباسم الرموز الوطنية والتاريخية لقبيلة أولاد سليمان الغائبة والحاضرة نهني ونبارك ترقية الفريق أول صدام خليفة بن قاسم حفتر.
بيان قبيلة المجارحة والمكونات الاجتماعية بالمنطقة بترقية وتكليف الفريق أول ركن صدام خليفة بن قاسم حفتر بمنصب النائب القائد العام للقيادة العامة للقوات المسلحة العربية الليبية ونوصفه بالقرار الحكيم. باسمي واسم قبيلة الحساونة المتواجدة في مدينة سبها يتقدم بأسمى آيات التهاني والتبريكات إلى الفريق أول صدام خليفة بن قاسم حفتر لتوليه منصب نائبا للقائد العام للقوات المسلحة العربية الليبية.
نعلن نحن قبيلة المنفة بكافة بطونها وعشائرها تأييدنا المطلق لقرار مجلس النواب الصادر بالإجماع بتكليف الفريق أول صدام خليفة بن قاسم حفتر نائبا للقائد العام للقوات المسلحة.
إلى السيد فريق أول صدام خليفة أبو القاسم حفتر بعد التحية تتقدم قبيلة الزيادين في منطقة تمسة بشيوخها وأعيانها وشبابها.
نتقدم نحن مشايخ وحكماء وأعيان قبيلة الحطمان بالتهاني والمباركة للفريق أول ركن صدام خليفة حفتر.
The tribes of the south closed the door to demographic change, but the tribes of the western region opened the door of hope for the unity of Libyans. Despite political pressure, division, the chaos of weapons, and the meddling of militias, the appointment of General Saddam Haftar as Deputy General Commander became a beacon of hope for Libya's unity. The Farjan and Arabiyat tribes, with their geographic reach, endorsed the appointment of Colonel General Saddam Haftar as Deputy General Commander, a stance that was not just a passing detail in the calendar of days. Those tribes hold a social presence in western Libya in Al-Qums, Bani Walid, and Misrata, where political conflict intensifies, militias intertwine, and clashes unfold under the chaos of money and arms. Yet, the position of these tribes reveals a truth between the lines. Colonel General Saddam Haftar succeeded in crossing beyond the borders of Cyrenaica and Fezzan, breaking through the wall of political division to create a national moment that unites all Libyans east, west, and south.
إن لقاؤنا بكم اليوم ليس لقاء مجاملة، بل هو لقاء تأكيد وتجديد للعلاقات التاريخية والأخوية المتجذرة.
The statements of the tribes across the Libyan map were not merely declarations of loyalty, but a national moment greater than geography and broader than political division. They were a scene that condensed Libya's history into the image of the present, a canvas where the voices of sheikhs and notables intertwined with the legacy of resistance against invasion, the memory of independence, and the project of dignity, a project that brought the tribe back from the margins to the heart of the state, proving that Libya's tribes are not a passing detail in the equation of nation building, but its solid foundation, its source of strength, and its arsenal in peace as in war. It was here, precisely, that Libya's general emerged as a point of trust among its tribes east, south, and west. A leader with an exceptional mission to transform the social and tribal heritage into a national asset invested within the ranks of the armed forces as part of the project of building a strong Libya